All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the first session of the series in infographics or graphics design. All right. My name is Niran. You can call me Pu. My name is Pu. Pung Hoi Pu Pa. So a little bit of history. So why am I teaching you this? All right. So I teach engineering, but then I'm also interested in design, doing artwork. And so I kind of volunteer for doing things in my it's not my job description, but I did volunteer to do it. So I become the guy who everybody, so when there's a design work, I'm the guy to do it. So I did this for a long time. I haven't done this for a while, but I think I have a couple of things that I want to show you today. So some pretty cool things you can do with the software, all right? So today we're going to be doing the image manipulations. And we are using Gimp software, which is quite, it's not a well-known software, right? If you want to do image manipulations, the program to go to, the most popular program is Photoshop, right? Anybody know how to do Photoshop? It's Photoshop Pros in here, so I don't have to teach you anything. Okay, all right, so I think you know about Photoshop, right? It's a program by a company called Adobe. I used it for a long time too. I'm a big fan, but lately it becomes really expensive, and the company got really greedy, right? Before, you can just pay one time and you get the software for life. And now it becomes a subscription, so you have to pay like every month or every year. So it's really expensive. So that's why today I want to show you the alternative, which is a pretty powerful program, even though it's free. So you can do a lot of advanced things with it, all right? So hopefully I get you excited, and let's get started. Right? So today, I want to show you, a task that you might be interested, which is if you have a portrait of yourself, you might want to, manipulate it so that you have a changed background. You can make your portrait look a little bit nicer with the color. You have some flair on it. So if you haven't done so, go to this team project, this one, all right, and then you can either use my starter resource image, or you can use your own, all right? So what we're going to do is that I'm going to start with this portrait, which is me, right? I took this in the studio, all right? So nothing wrong with it, but I think the background can change, and we can make it more exciting, right? By using these two pictures, and in the end we have this, all right? So we're going to do something like this. So in order to do this, there are a couple techniques that I can show you, which is pretty cool with the Gimp software. All right, let's get started. So first thing, I'm going to download, not this one. I'm going to download the, actually I do have it on my computer, so let me bring it out. Or if you want, you can use your own photos. You can find all your favorite star, celebrities, and you can, change the background of that photos if you want. Okay, you don't have to use my photos. Okay, because you're gonna be looking at my face for like an hour. That's kind of scary, right? Okay, this one, and then I'm gonna copy it on my desktop. Okay, so I got the source image. Just to let you know, okay, this picture used to be, the original one is pretty big, so I have to rescale it so that it's not too big, and when you use it on the program, it doesn't slow the program down too much, all right? But the original one is huge, okay? Okay, Gimp, this is the one we want. Hopefully it comes up. Okay. So Gimp stands for GNU, GNU Image Manipulation Programs. I don't know if you want to know that. It's pretty huge, like 300 megabytes. So not a small program by any means. It looks pretty small here. Okay, I might want to make it bigger later. Can I make it bigger? Nope. Okay, so you guys could have to squint on it a little bit, okay? So first thing we're going to do is that we're going to open, right? So I'm going to go to Files, and hopefully you guys can kind of guess where it is. Open, right? And you can choose the program. Pick the photos. I think I got it on desktop. Okay, right here. And then first I'm going to open the portraits one, the raw portrait photo. This one, all right. You can stop me and you can get me to help you anytime, all right? I want you to be able to follow along, okay? I'll take a look. Okay, you don't have to use my photos, okay? File, file, and เปิด เปิด and เปิด okay, all right, that's fine. All right, you can use other photos too if you want, all right? No need to use mine. Okay. That's fine. But the nice thing about the portraits when you use from the studio is that the background is uniform. So it's easier to crop it out. If you use like photo from like any photo with the complicated background, it's harder to crop it out. That's all, right? What's going on? Okay, this one is quite challenging, but you can try. You can try because the background is it's non-uniform in color. But you can try. Please try. Please try. All right. Please try. Okay. So let me kind of show you the overall workflow, right? In order to change this photo's background, right? So I'm gonna open another one. You know, you can also get the photo, nice photo from the website called Unsplash if you want, unsplash.com. And you can just search for anything like abstract, you know, and you can get like this cool photos, you know. So if you want to change into like really cool random background, go to this one. And then you can download, you know, like maybe the large version so that you have some room to work with. If you want, all right? So let me show you the overall workflow, right? So I'm going to open another photo or เปิด open or เปิด let's do this one. So this one is my background, you know. And then if it asks you to convert, yeah, please do. Okay, I don't know what it is. Just do what it says. Just convert it, all right? Okay, so I got the background. I got the subject with me. So the easiest thing that you can do is to compose things together, right? So you can do this. You can drag, you know, this one, me, to the other one, and you can drop it in, right? This is the first step to compose the two images together, which looks pretty bad, right? But that's how you kind of move things. So technically, I don't change the background. I move my photo in front of the background photo, okay? That's the workflow. Okay, so make sure you can do something like this, all right? And you can also drag things around, you know, if you, and you can resize things, so I'll show you later. But the first step is to kind of, you know, do that. So you can imagine, right, if I can eliminate my background, then this will be, you know, a pretty good, you know, new photos, right? Portraits photos. And if you guys want to remove this one, you can come to the right panel. And you can see that there are two things inside, there are two things on top of one another, right? That's my photos. I can hide it. I can, you know, review it. Or I can just right click and I can just remove it. It's called delete layer นะครับ I think it's called ลบ in Thai ลบ that's it, right? So this one has no doesn't have my pictures anymore, all right? So again, all right, if I want to have my photos in front of the background, I just drag it from here to here, let it go. I got my photo. If I want to remove it, I can just delete the layer, all right? That's basically what it is. Okay, let me check on you guys. ครับ Yes, it does. It does. Okay, so you gotta, well, I mean, I guess if you do graphic stuff, you gotta have pretty powerful computer. But don't worry, if it gets too slow, you can resize the image and it will be faster. Okay, good job, good job. Okay, ขยายนี่ครับ Okay, somebody asked me about how to resize the image. Let me show you right now, all right? นี่ you do this and go here, okay? And then there is a tool called tools. That is the tool called tools. เครื่องมือ I think in Thai, right? And then transform and then scale this one. All right? And now what you can do is that you can move, this around. You can move it by dragging the middle part, or you can drag the corner to make it, to make it scales up and down. And once you're done, don't forget to press the scale dialog, all right? So that's how you do it, okay? And you can press the scale, something like that. Okay, and if you want to kind of navigate around, make sure you select the move tools, right? And then you can kind of move things around too, right? Okay, let me make sure people are still following, all right? Okay, you're still choosing pictures. All right, so choosing picture takes the most time, I think. So if you don't have any preference, just choose mine, okay? Just choose my picture. Okay. All right. So the most challenging part is to how do I remove the white, kind of like the gray background in my photos, right? So let me show you this trick right here, right? See, if I were to say select something, so you can do this one. It's called free select tool, right? It looks like a rope. Like when you select something, you kind of like go throw the rope and tie it over something. Free select tool, right? If you drag anything around, say just do this, right? I'm not gonna trace my outline yet, but I'm just gonna select something here. Okay. Wait. You have to make sure that it's come back to the end, all right? Like this. So this is how you select something, right? So you choose the tools, and then you kind of drag around the region until you come back to the beginning. And then it will make this kind of like, it's called the end marching pattern. So what you want to select is it's inside. Anything else, it's outside, okay? Pretty basic, right? It's the same thing with another tools like Photoshop, same thing, okay? If I want to get rid of anything outside, I can do this. I can come here, and I can add layer mask. See this one? I don't know what's it called in Thai. Add layer mask. And then there's a dialog box that comes up, and you can choose selection right here. Selection, right? And if I were to do that, what I get is ta-da! It's magic, right? It's magic, right? So don't worry about the checkerboard. The checkerboard is a transparent part, right? So right now, I'm not too particular about the selection, right? But I just want to show you that if you select something and you add the layer mask, then you can make the outside part transparent. If you want to remove the layer mask, you can right-click, and then you can choose delete layer mask. Like that, okay? So I'm back to the original picture. But see, my selection still there, right? I can unselect it by just click anywhere, or maybe I can do select and select none, right? And then this means no selecting at all. I can reselect it by just choosing, random area. When I come back to the beginning, I got this end marching patterns. And I can do add layer mask and choose selection and do add. Wow, okay? Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. You haven't, oh, that's pretty cool too, this one. Magic wand. Okay. อะไรครับ uh, you can do at the original picture first, this one, and then you can use this tool, not the other one, this one on top, that one. You can just drag, just choose a random area, click, okay, all right. Just do like a rough selection first. We'll do a better job later, all right? And then you try to go to the beginning to make the area. Like that, right? So this is the part you select, right? If you go to your picture and then right click, and then add layer mask, and then do selection, add, okay? See, you have 2 layers, so you can hide the bottom layer just to make sure you see that was the part. So the reason is that you have 2 layers that has the same content. That's why. Okay, so now if this is a good crop, right? I can just drag this one here and back here. See? And I got my picture. So let me just remove this layer, all right? Delete layer. Like that, see? See, so you guys know the workflow, right? So I can kind of crop myself out and drag it to the other, to the background. And I can get myself to change my background like this, right? Okay, so if you can do this, then the next job would be like, how do I get the selection to be like right where at my outline is? And that's the trick that I want to show you next, okay? So I want to come back here, and I want to delete this layer mask because it's pretty trash, okay? And I want to select none. So I don't want this selection, okay? So I think a better tool in this case, because I know that, this area is quite uniform, right? The background in this area. So I can have the program kind of choose the area that looks uniform for me. I'm going to choose this tool. It's called the fuzzy select tool, this one. If it's in Photoshop, it's called Magic Wand, right? This one. Fuzzy select tools. And if you click it here, you're going to see the dialog box that you can customize it. But what it can do is that if you click anywhere outside, see? You can see that it's kind of selecting things that look similar. So for example, if you select something outside, it kind of selects things that are pretty much just looks gray, right? Right now, it did a pretty good job, right? But it's not perfect because you can see that this area, there's some kind of fuzzy area that it doesn't do it, and also the right area, right? So we can fine tune this one, all right? 2 steps. The first one is that, this is kind of hard to see, but if you click Shift, if you hold the Shift, Control Shift button. Now, Control Shift, hold on. Sorry, Shift, just Shift. It's kind of hard to see. But you can kind of see that the cursor just has that little plus button on it. It's kind of hard to see, but if you look at the cursor, if I press Shift, there will be plus sign appearing. The plus sign meaning you want to add to that selection. So you want to hold the Shift key, and then you want to click the area where it hasn't selected yet, like here. See? It's gone. So now it's selecting all the area that I wanted to select, which is the gray part, okay? And also I'm going to click here so that it's kind of select, the gray part on the bottom right. And I'm going to click about here, because here it hasn't select everything yet. So I'm doing it here. And then maybe here. And see this? This is kind of this is pretty much selecting all the gray part, right? Pretty cool. Let me show you one more time, all right? I want to select none, nothing, okay? Then I'm going to choose this fuzzy tools, right? And then I'm going to click, I know I want to get rid of the gray area, so I click at the gray area, right? Now it's selecting all the gray area, but it hasn't done the perfect job yet because this part hasn't been selected. right? So I want to hold the shift key so that it has the plus sign, but that means add to that selection. And I want to click where it hasn't done a great job, which is this area. See? It's all selecting all the grays. I want to click here, okay? And I want to click about here and here. Wow, it's pretty cool. So if you can do that, so this is why I say if you choose a picture that has complicated background, you're going to have to add a lot of, you're going to have to keep adding to your selection until it do what you want. And you can add the selection or you can remove the selection. If you press Control, you can see the minus sign. Now, if you click anywhere, it will subtract from that selection. So you can kind of work around it. So you can have adjusting it, right? Like sometimes I want to add, sometimes I want to remove the selection. So you can kind of iterate through this process until you have, the right selection that you want. For example, something like this, all right? Okay. So let me show you another what happened if I were to add the layer mask. Okay. Ta-da! I'm gone. See, I'm gone. So this is not what I want, right? I want myself. I don't want to remove myself. I want to remove the background. So what happened? This is because I select the background, right? So when I do the layer mask, it's actually removing what is not selecting, which is me. So what I can do is that I can remove this layer mask. Wait, this is delete layer, sorry. I can remove the layer mask, right? But then I can do this. I can do select and do invert. If I do invert, that means it's inverting. So whatever selecting is not selecting anymore, right? So right now, it's kind of hard to see, right? But if I were to do layer mask and do this, wow, that's pretty cool. And see how you can achieve this with a few clicks, right? You don't have to keep selecting things. You can just kind of let the program decide where the boundaries are. It's pretty cool. Again? Again? Okay. Let me do it again, but more streamlined this time, right? Okay. Delete layer mask. Select none. Okay. And then I choose the magic wand or fuzzy select tools, and then I click. First, I know I want to do the uniform part, right? So I click at the gray area, and I can do shift, and then can keep adding things until it becomes uniform. Maybe here, right, and here. Okay. So now it's selecting outside. So I want to selecting the inside. So it's inverting, right? So select, and then do what? Cannot see. Invert right here. Invert. Okay. Now, like this. So it's selecting the inside now, and I can do add layer mask. Ta-da! Oh, it's magic. See? Add layer mask. แล้วก็บอกว่า โอ้โห Okay, let me show you another trick, all right? So not all the pictures are like this, right? In most of the picture, you have the complicated area. So let me show you this trick, all right? Delete layer mask. So say you want to select from the inside. I can do that too, okay? But it will be a little bit more challenging, but I can show you, okay? So if I were to start from the inside, I can do that by doing, right? I can do that, and then I can keep adding, right? It takes a little more click, right? But eventually you'll get there, right? But you kind of have to see, okay, I want all the selection area to be uniform, right? Like this, like that. Okay. So it's a little bit harder. If you have a uniform background when you go to the studio, I think that's the best part. But let me show you this. Another trick that you can do is right here. There is something called the toggle quick mask on off. See this one? toggle, and you can do something like this. See? Wow, what is this? What am I looking at, right? This one means that whatever is red, you're not selecting it. You don't want it. You only want the part that is not red, right? So I can use another tool, the brush tools, this one. แปรงใช้แปรง It's a brush tool, right? And I can come here and paint it. For example, I can paint white. See? I can pretty much just removing the red part. See? If I remove the red part, that means that I want to select it, okay? I can toggle this back and forth to see, okay, I got, I still need to clean up this area, right? So I want to clean this area more, like this. And if I toggle it back, you can see that it gets cleaner, right? I can do my face, see? I can do my face, my mouth, right, here. And then if I toggle it back, see? It gets selecting more and more, right? I'm using the brush tool, right? So this technique is pretty good if you have the stylus. Like the real professional, they use stylus, and they can come in here and they start painting the mask so that they can have like a full control of how things are selected, okay? So I'm going to show you like this. I'm going to try to paint it around my head like this, okay, like that. Around my hands, like this, right? And I have to toggle it back and forth to see, okay, it's still not working, right? So I have to do that more, all right? So you kind of get the idea that if you have the full control, like you have the stylus, then this method is pretty powerful, but also can be quite time consuming too, right? So I'm just going to show you, probably not the perfect selection because it's kind of hard to do with the mouse anyway. That, all right? You kind of get the idea, all right? So that's why I'm saying if you have the picture with the nice uniform background, that's the best because you can just select the background and invert it, and then you're done, okay? Okay. Okay, so this technique is pretty advanced, so don't worry about it. But let's just try to get the picture out, all right? Okay. Okay, so I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to select none again because I want to move on. Okay, I want to select none right here, okay? And I'm going to do outside because it's the easiest one, right? I'm going to do outside, like that. This one, and this one, okay? And then I'm going to select inward, like that, okay? And then I'm going to do layer mask. And then add, okay? That's pretty cool. And the next step is I'm going to drag this one. Okay, let me remove that one. That's pretty bad. Delete. And then I'm going to drag it in here. Like that. Wow. That's pretty cool. Okay, all right? I'll walk around to help anybody who have more challenging photos, okay? Yes, change the photos. It's hard, right? No, let me show you. If you get frustrated, you can use these techniques, okay? For example, delete layer mask. You can also customize right here, called the threshold, this one. The threshold will tell you how sensitive it is to select. So sometimes you want the threshold to be more or less. So you can try with that. That can help you, all right? And whenever you make mistakes, just do Control Z, and then it will just undo that. So you don't have to lose all your progress, okay? Okay. Good picture, all right? You can paint. Okay. Oh. Okay, so the way to do it is to do click, but not dragging. If you drag, it doesn't register. So you do click, and then you do shift. You hold shift to add to your selection. So right now you're selecting the blue part. You want to select this part, you hold shift, and then you click at the another blue part, like that. Now it's selecting two blue parts. And now if you want this area to be selected, you shift click again, and you click around this area to get it to be selected, like that, yeah. So you hold the shift, hold the shift. So shift means add to the selection.
If I want to delete,
Then you control. Control means remove from the selection. Control, not alternate. Control, where's control? Apple, right? So if you click, that means you can remove that part from the selection. It's not doing it? No? If when in doubt, click here to check your progress. So right now, it's actually choosing this part. It's not choosing any of this, so you can toggle it back. And now you can hit shift and then add this part again. And then come here and toggle it to check your progress. So right now, it's selecting this part. So you can kind of move back and forth between these two modes to check your progress. Or you can also paint it if it's easier. Paint with the brush. Okay. Okay, somebody need my help? Let me know. Nice. Can I see? Can I see? Wow, that's my picture. Okay. Pretty cool, huh?
How do I edit this layer?
How do I? This one is blank,
Yes.
so you gotta remove it.
Okay.
Right click and delete.
Okay.
Delete layers. This one.
Yeah,
Yep. Okay, and now you can just select it.
Okay, just need to remove background.
Just,
None?
it's already unselected.
Oh, okay.
And just do.
Do this.
Okay, this is like start from beginning. So usually I do magic, the fuzzy tool first, get it starting, and then I refine it later.
Okay. I'll shift.
Shift and click. No, sorry. The way to do it is to click somewhere, maybe this area first.
This area,
Right?
okay.
So now it's selecting here. So now you want to add this part. So you hold shift, and click here. And click, and then click somewhere else. Like that. You keep clicking. And if it's selecting too much, you can remove it by doing control. Yeah, keep adding. And then you can check your selection by toggle into the mask mode.
Oh, okay.
You can so you can have a better view of what it's selecting. Yep. Okay. And usually, if you get something like this and it becomes too hard, usually I just paint it. So I go to the red mode and I just paint all of this, because it's not that difficult to paint all of this, right? But it's kind of hard to click.
Okay,
So if you like something like this, then you can do the red mode.
Google.
And then you want to use the brush, and then pick the dark color.
A dark color.
Black. Sorry, pick the black color.
Okay.
Okay, and then just start painting all of this. No, actually, sorry, choose white. White. I always get confused which one it is. White, all the way to the top left.
Okay.
Okay, and then start painting that one. Yeah, like that. You can make the brush bigger by doing the size. If it's take too much work, you can make the size bigger.
Size.
You can say that's probably too big, but you can try. That's too big, right? Yep. So the brush is better with the stylus. Okay, pretty good. All right, you can try a more challenging photo. Okay, how are we doing here? So you want to select him, right? Okay. Can I see here? How are you doing? Okay, so you have a lot of areas in here that needs to be unselected. Okay, so I think the brush tool will work. So go to the brush tool, this one. Okay, and I want the white one, so click X. Sorry, actually just cancel. X. See, it's making white. And now, can you undo it? Actually, just undo it. And then paint him so that there's no red in him. That's all. That's all you have to do. You can make the brush bigger by increase the size of the brush.
Okay.
Actually, that's decreasing. You can, yeah. Yep. You can paint him. Oh, I play this one too. Yeah. I play this one when it's Overwatch 1, and now I don't play Overwatch 2 anymore. Because they don't update anything for a long time, so I get bored. I get bored. So you are pretty good at aiming, right? So you play Cassidy. You try to, okay, yeah. Good. Okay. Wow, somebody need help. Okay, let's see your artwork. Okay. I can do this. And add layer mask. And then selection. Ta-da, now. Okay. So this is selecting outside. So you want to selecting inward. You can check this by toggle this mode. See? If I'm red, I don't get selected. So right now the red part is unselected. So you can add layer mask, and then selection, and then add, and that's it. Good. Wow, this one pretty difficult. Okay, for the rest of you guys who use my photos, okay, I want to show you one more cool trick, right? Right here, I want to make myself a little bit smaller. I can do that by tools, right? And transform. I want to, scale. Scale, right? So I can kind of zoom out a little bit and scale myself, and then move myself up a little bit like that. Wow, okay, better. Wait, nope, sorry. Whoop. Okay, like that. Okay, the next thing is that because this one is from the studio, right? So the lighting is different from the background, which is pretty bright. So what you want to do, this is just pretty much just color adjustment. First, I want to go to colors, and I usually do level. So level is something that you can do to kind of make it pop out, or make it a little bit more dim, right? So I want to do a layer, and you can kind of adjusting this knob around to make your picture kind of match the tone of the background, right? And I think it needs more bright color, so I want to drag something like this. So you can kind of play around. There are 3 knobs you can do, and it makes changes to to how bright the pictures are. So I want to make my picture kind of match the brightness of the explosion, right? Like that. Okay. So I think this one looks pretty uniform, right, with the background. Okay, like that. Next step, I can do color and what is called color balance right here. It's like Photoshop, but you can make your picture go a little bit more green, more red, right? More magenta, สีบานเย็น more yellow. See? So I think I want my face to be a little bit more yellow because it matches the explosion, something like that. So I can make it a little bit more yellow by moving my knob here, right? So that's how it works. Okay, so if you don't adjust the level and color, then you're gonna see that it doesn't match with the background, so it doesn't look cool, right? So one more time, all right? So if I were to go back a lot, okay, I can see that my picture is too dark compared with the background. So I want to go with the color and level, all right? And I want to make my picture pops out so that I can drag this thing so that it becomes brighter. And then the middle part a little bit so it has more saturations like that. Looks pretty good. I want to go to colors and color balance and make myself a little more yellow like that. Wow, look at that, right? Okay, pretty cool, right? And the last thing that you can do, it's pretty fun, is to actually add some flair, right? And I mean that literally, add some flair. So I got the flare picture for you. You can use this anywhere, right? Convert, all right? See this flare? I can drag the flares into my photos, right? First, it looks pretty weird, right? Well, that covers the whole thing. But what I can do is I can come back here and I want to double click, not right click, I want to double click to get the layer attributes. And then I want to change the mode to screen. And you can see magic. Ta-da! Okay. See? So what the screen mode does is that anything that is black becomes transparent. That's all. So then if you have the flare and the black part, it's just transparent. And now you can drag things around, right? You can, I think the flare should be probably here. I don't know why, but that you can do it here too to make it less obvious, right? And you can scale it, you can rotate it anywhere you want, right? Maybe I'll just do it here. Wow, see that? So if you want to do this, you can search for flares on the internet. There's so many kind of flares you can do, like the pink flares. Oh, and another thing you can do is you can adjust the color of the flare too. So if I go to colors and hue and saturations, I can adjust the hue to make the flare change the color, you know? Maybe I want a flare to become green. I want the flare to become a little bit pink. I can do that with the hue knobs. Yeah, pretty cool, right? Wow, right. Let me see your artwork. Okay. Very good. Good job. Good job. Good job. All right. Okay, that's all I have. Okay, so adjusting all the colors, you know, with the level, color balance, and do the flares. Last thing, if you got your artwork and you don't export it, nobody can see it. So last thing you want to do before we go today is to go to Files and go to Export As, okay, like here. And then I can choose the file type to become image, which is JPEG image, right? And I can do export, right? And I'll just do, actually I want to change the file name, okay? To become test or whatever, okay? And do export. All right, and I can do just export like this. And what I have is this one right here. So the new one. This one. Yep. So this one looks a little bit more yellow than the one I did it before. Okay, that's all I have for today, all right? So next time, if you want to follow along, we're going to do the other program that do vector graphics. That one is also nice if you want to do poster. So make sure if you want to follow along, bring your laptop, and I'll give you the link to the program, all right? Anybody who want my help, I'll stay here until you guys are done, all right? Thank you. Bye-bye. See you. ไปเลยครับ เร็วไหมครับ เร็วไหม สนุกไหมครับ